Hi everyone, and welcome to our team. I'm so used to doing my team event and talking to them, but welcome to my Touch Base Thursday, not my Team Talk Tuesday. Touch Base Thursday for March 23rd. Gonna give it a minute here for all of you to find me live, and then we're gonna get started here in just a couple of minutes. I apologize for being a couple minutes late myself. We were busy talking with Claire's professor who does her lesson, so I'll give you guys an update on that here in just a little bit. So anyway, my hair is sticking up funny over here in one spot, I see.
Your hair is fine.
Anyway, hello Shireen and welcome. Again, as you are all coming on, please comment and tell me hello, and we will begin here in just a couple of minutes. Hi to Janet and Philomena. Sorry again for being a couple minutes late getting on here. We were talking with, Claire has her instructor lesson with her cello right before my Facebook Live, and they were running a little bit over, and so we were having some discussion with him, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta get down there. So anyway, so welcome everyone as we are getting started here. So hello to Kay. Welcome, welcome. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and start with some announcements. And again, I know most of you I'm friends with on my personal Facebook page. So you guys all know Claire's amazing news, or most of you do. If not, I'll tell you it. So, but Claire played for our, so this, it's called the MB, Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association. She played in the districts. And placed, I got a score 1, it's a superior rating, and then advanced on to the state competition, and from there was selected by the judge there to compete in what they call the Outstanding Soloist competition. There's like, gosh, a lot of students that are, thank you Natalie, a lot of students that are going to be competing at that level. So her chance of winning it, I think they just give one award. Who knows, but her professor said that some of those people are just like phenomenally amazing. But he told us that it's an amazing accomplishment for her to even have gotten selected and to get that far. So thank you, Natalie. Yeah. So we are just beyond stoked. So the funny thing is she was supposed to get her wisdom teeth pulled on Tuesday. So spring break for her officially starts tomorrow. So she was supposed to get her wisdom teeth pulled on Tuesday to get it out of the way before she goes to Europe this summer. And we had to cancel it because I called there and they were like, yeah, she has that competition going on. I don't think that you're going to want to have her get her teeth pulled and worry about that, and it might affect her performance. So once again, we are going to have to postpone until late summer the removal of her wisdom teeth. Oh well, right? I guess it's a good reason for her to get out of getting her wisdom teeth pulled. So anyway, but we had no idea that there was even a third round of this whole competition stuff. But her professor did tell us that it's a pretty phenomenal accomplishment and a huge honor to have made it that far in all the state of Michigan. She's one of, I think it's like 50 or 60 that are competing, which is just phenomenal. So anyway, so there's my Claire update. Yeah, so I guess I'll excuse her from getting her wisdom teeth pulled. But I'm so like, trying to fit this in has been hard, and we had it on the books for 2 months and had to cancel it. So anyway, so tonight I'm going to be sharing with you some cards that I created using the Ready to Ride bundle. I know this bundle may not be for everyone. It's definitely a masculine themed bundle. But you're going to see a few cards that I created that don't necessarily have much to do with motorcycles. So you'll get a good idea of some other things you can create with it and do with it. But it is a pretty awesome bundle. And I really, really like the embossing folder that comes with this one as well. And it can be used on so many different things. So we'll be going into that here in just a little bit. But that's mainly the big update that I have for all of you. This week was my Claire story and how that all transpired. I did post her video, so hopefully you've all had a chance to listen to it. It was beautiful. I'm just, again, like, was shocked when she came home from school and telling us that she was nominated for the next level. And we were like, what next level? Okay, so anyway, if you guys all know the routine, if you share my video, you get into the drawing for prizes. And Natalie actually had to help me real quick last minute because I forgot to pull these. So she was helping me right before I went live with you all. So the winner of our prizes for this week. So we have the classic matte dots going to Luann Lesnar. So congratulations, Luann. I don't think that Luann has won in a while. All right, so congratulations to Luann. And then the bolt of the ribbon. This is the Orchid Oasis in color ribbon, and the winner of that is going to Carol Grove. So congratulations to Carol and to Luann. We'll get those out for you. Hello to, I see we have Noreen joining us, and Pat. Hello to both of you, welcome. All right, we have up for grabs this next week, a bolt of the Early Espresso ribbon and a package of the Glossy Dots assortments. So make sure you share my video, comment that you've shared, and I will get these out. Now, usually my prizes go out about a week later. So I know the ones that won last week, they went out today. Wednesday nights, I know you guys mostly know this, Wednesday night's my mail night. So these things will just sit on my back table where my mailing area is until I go to do the mail, which is next Wednesday. So I know I'm a little bit behind getting them out, but Wednesday night just happens to be the best night for me to do my mailings. I come down here, get set up and ready for my Facebook Live, and anything that needs to go out in the mail gets put out there. So anyway, so those are the prizes for next week. Couple of things I wanted to talk to you guys about. My registration is open for my April 19th online fun party, also known as my online bingo. It's a really fun night that we have where we play 6 games of bingo. All my prizes are bundles from the catalogs. The last few months have been from the mini catalog, and it's only $35 to play. So we have a lot of fun with that. And we had that last night actually. So registration opened up for my my April one, and then classes are still open, only for a few more days though for March. So if you have not had a chance to register or sign up yet for my ballet beauty class, my greatest journey class, or the Irresistible Blooms, which is an online exclusive, you have just a few more days to sign up for those, okay? So making sure you guys all know about that. Gosh, Philomena is one of my regulars for bingo, and she tells you guys it's so much fun. It really is. It's a fun, relaxing time. We also do make and takes, which is kind of fun. So you get in the mail your make and take kit and your bingo cards, all that fun stuff for you to be able to join in. My monthly card club, I wanted to kind of put one more little pitch in out there for that. If you're interested in receiving a kit in the mail every single month, the cost is $38.50. It includes 8 cards, 4 designs, 2 of each card, and you get $20 in product, Stampin' Up! Product that you will use on those cards with lots left over for other projects. And then you have the option to add on the stamp set and or the bundle that I used that month. So those of you that are in my club, Playing in the Rain is going out on Wednesday. My shipping day is a day early next week because I'm taking the day off to do something fun with both girls. So I'm doing my mailing on Tuesday. So all of my kits will be going out on Tuesday of next week because, yeah, spring break week for Claire. It's been so different this year because Natalie's spring break week at CMU was the first week in March, and Claire's is the last week. So it's really hard to find time to do things with both girls. But one of the awesome things that they do, the high school does this, so when it is spring break week at CMU, they have a couple days that they call winter break. So Claire had a couple days off, and then CMU they have they're calling them, I forget, they have they have next Thursday and Friday no classes as well, and they call it something as well, like some kind of a break or whatever. So anyway, they each have a couple days off where we can try to do something fun. But yeah, so my monthly club is kind of cool. It's a PayPal automatic payment. I know some of you that are part of the club don't do PayPal. We figured out a different arrangement. So I'm willing to work with you on that. You have the option of skipping a month if it's a month that you either you can't get the kit for some reason or don't like the one that I've selected. But once you complete 6 months of my club, you receive a $25 goodie bag and products. So it's kind of cool. Now the stamp set and bundle is completely optional. I have a couple people in my club that use their their own stash. They like to just have all the card pieces and stuff cut and ready to go, so they can just kind of use the template and add different stamps to their cards. And some of them buy the bundle every single month. So it's really a complete up to you on what you want to do there. But those kits, like I said, will be going out next week. And it's a great little club that I've started to kind of get you a monthly kit in the mail where you can just be creative and have fun with it. A few Stampin' Up! Updates that I wanted to at least bring to your attention. Now, our next Facebook Live is going to be next Thursday, and on that date, I will have more information for you on all of these things that I'm going to be talking to you about. So one is the color refresh. I know that I've talked about this for a few weeks now. Stampin' Up! Has confirmed with us and let us know as demonstrators that there is a color refresh coming. So I know you guys know every year we get 5 new in colors and 5 in colors exit. That's going to happen again, but every 5 to 7 years, 3 to 5 years, just depends. They do what's called a color refresh, where they actually update their color families. So there'll be some changes to our core color families, the brights, the neutrals, the regals, the subtles. And I'm actually kind of excited about it because I like the refresh. It's a neat way for Stampin' Up! To be able to introduce more than just the 5 in colors and to make their colors and their palette be on trend and with current colors that are out in the market. And I always tell everybody this, there are so many times that I'm looking when I go to the store, and I don't go to the store very often, or when you're looking online, you see colors of clothing and you go, oh, that looks like whatever color it might be of Stampin' Up! So many times they have colors that are just completely on trend with what's going on in the industry. And that is what I absolutely love about the fact that Stampin' Up! Does do that color refresh. Okay, I think it's pretty important that they do that. Now, I do know that I'm even thinking this from my own standpoint, it can get expensive to keep up with all those colors. It can be sad to see some of your colors go. We learn more information on what that color refresh will look like next Wednesday. So I'm hoping that they'll give us permission to share with our customers, because if I can, I will that Thursday. Letting you know what the color refresh looks like. I might not be able to tell you and show you all of the colors because I have a gut feeling they're going to wait on that a little bit, but I can at least let you know kind of what is going to be coming, you know, how big the color refresh is, that sort of thing. I will share what I'm allowed to share. I gotta wait for Stampin' Up! To post their rules. How's that? But I do want to let you guys know that I will be doing a color refresh club. So the same way I do I'm still going to be doing my in color club where you get all of the new in colors over the course of a certain amount of months. I will also be doing that with a color refresh. So I'll probably run the two at the same time, or I might stagger them a little bit. We'll see what the interest is. But I will be doing that so you guys can get the new in colors on a monthly, I call it a monthly budget, because I know that's how I used to be able to get them for myself before I was a demonstrator, and I loved it. And I know I've had a couple of you reach out to me and ask me if that's what I would be doing, so I will be doing that. So there's the information on the color refresh. If you have purchased from me in the last year, you will receive a catalog in the mail through the Stampin' Up's, what they call it, their mailing selector. I'm able to pick my customers that I want to receive a new catalog. So the new annual catalog begins the beginning of May. As a demonstrator, I can order select products from it in April. So you'll be seeing me showcase some new products in April on my Facebook Lives. But if you, like I said, if you purchased from me in the last month, I will add you to my mailing selector for you to get a catalog. And you should get that sometime during the month of April, probably in the last couple of weeks of April. I always tell all of you, if you do not get it by the end of April, message me and I send you one out. I want everyone to be able to have that catalog in their hands once it goes live. I think it's May 2nd that it might go live, I think. So there it is with the catalogs. The final thing that Stampin' Up! Has let us know, and I'm just putting this out there as well so that all of you know, Stampin' Up! Did announce that there's going to be some cost increases with our new catalog. I don't know what the increases are yet, but there's going to be some slight increases in cost to our cardstock, our designer series paper. I think it was the inks, the ink refill. And none of this surprises me. I mean, you all know that things have increased in the stores. So I'm not surprised by it at all. I will say that I still stand behind Stampin' Up's products. They're amazing. They're wonderful. You can't get better cardstock anywhere, in my opinion. From somebody who scrapbooked years before I became a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, the quality of our cardstock, it cannot be beat anywhere. But again, wanted to let you guys know that I believe in full transparency on that. So I will let you guys know what those price increases are as soon as I know. But again, I'm not surprised with that, as we see things going up everywhere. So that is what I have in the way of updates. Oh, one more thing before I transition down that I wanted to mention to you guys. So first of all, I got some really positive feedback from so many of you who liked what I did last week, where I offered a Facebook exclusive class that I did not offer in any other format. It was, you had to put in a minimum order to get the class for free. And I received some really good feedback, and I had a good handful of you take advantage of that. And so I'm going to start offering that once a month. One of my Facebook Lives will be I'm going to call it my Facebook online class. So it'll be a class that you can only get by putting in a minimum $50 order with me, and you'll get the class for free, 10 cards. And you'll have to get the bundle if that's the stamps that you want to use, because the kit comes just all the pieces, parts, and everything in there for you to put the cards together with envelopes. But I'm glad that you guys liked that idea that I had for that, and I'm gonna try to implement it and see how it goes, and see if more of you like that idea as I try new things with my business. And I think it's always good to kind of try different things and see how they go over, right? So I will be doing that again in the next couple of weeks with one of my Facebook Lives. So, with that, are you guys ready to get started? Now, I don't have a 3D project, but I've got more than 5 cards to share with you. I won't get through all of them, but I will show you how easy it was to design some of these cards with some of this designer series paper. It made it really, really easy for me. I love this bundle. I think it's a perfect bundle for masculine cards, young juvenile cards for teenagers, boys, that kind of stuff. Because sometimes everything's always floral or kind of girly themed, and this is a good one for making cards for all those guys out there. So with that, I am going to transition my camera down to my stamp area, and let's get started with some awesome cards. Okay. So you're going to get a little sneak peek here at my cards. And like I said, there's a lot of them here, more than 5. But again, you're going to see here in just a couple of minutes. Make sure I got this straight. I don't like it when it's not straight. There we go. Hello to Carol. I see Carol just joined us. Hello, hello. Okay, so I also have Natalie that printed off my information for my ordering promotion. So tonight, the ordering promotion is you will receive 3 of these cards in the mail, completed cards, by putting in a, you know what, and I'm so bad, I keep forgetting to update this. This is the current code for the month of March. Okay, it is current. It is my current one. So this is the code for the month of March. You will receive 3 of the cards I'm featuring tonight, already done, already made up, simply by putting in a minimum $30 order from now and through 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Sunday night, okay? There's the host code. It's also on my website, so you can access it later. Hello to Carol. Carol Grove just popped on. So Carol, you were one of my winners tonight for sharing last week, so yay, right? All right, so let me share with you what this bundle looks like first. So this bundle is called the Legendary Ride, and you have this awesome stamp set with all these different motorcycle parts. This right here reminds me of my son so much. When he was little, he used to draw and make these, he used to draw pictures of cars and trucks, and he would draw this on like the side of the cars and trucks, and so every time I see that, I think of him. Then also the dies are pretty phenomenal, because the dies give you tons of pieces and parts to be able to make a motorcycle. Now, I did not do, I did make a fancy card, but I gave it to my friend today. One of my friends I work with asked me to make her husband a pretty detailed card using this for the motorcycle stuff, and I had to give it to her because his birthday is this weekend, but I kind of wanted to keep it until after my Facebook Live. But you can see here that you have all these different pieces and parts to be able to put together. You could do this in like a foil and layer that on top of that. So many awesome things to be able to build a motorcycle. Now, it's not something that I would want to make a lot of cards with when it comes to building that motorcycle, but it's really quite cool that you have that option. And so you get the 2 together. Cost, let me look, I have it right here. Let me find it. Oops. don't want to lose them. I got jumpers coming out. All right, so that bundle sells for $50.25. You also have, as part of this amazing bundle, the, now I don't have the metallic plate 3D embossing folder here in my possession because I used it on different cards that Jen is cutting and prepping. She asked me if I wanted her to bring it back, and I said no, it was fine. But you can see it here on this card right here. It's a really awesome embossing folder. And then you also have the adhesive backed studs. I love these. How cool are these for motorcycle cards? Hi, Annette. Love those, and they're nice and flat, so they'll work on your cards pretty well. And then we have this awesome designer series paper that's called Ready to Ride. Now, the neat thing with this paper, I always want you to think of this. You can always pair this paper with other stamp sets and things in our catalog. You don't have to necessarily use it just with the motorcycle bundle. Now, this one does have tire tracks and things, and the one side of it is all black and gray, and it's glossy like this. So you have this one with the bike tracks. You have this one right here. Again, you compare that with something other than just this bundle. You have the checker flag one, which screams sports, right? I love that one. You have this one that looks like the nuts of, you know, like tools and stuff. There you have the wrenches. Again, you can make a really good masculine card with that without having to use motorcycles. Like, seriously, you could. And my personal favorite is this one, because this, to me, you could do even a nice feminine card with it. It's so pretty. Now, the back sides of these paper is where it incorporates in a little bit of color. It includes some soft suede. It includes very vanilla in there and some cute like little gas stations and things, kind of cool. This is the piece that I'm going to be talking to you about first when I start to do my presentation, because what you can do is you can cut all of these out. They're all, well, most of them except for this one, but they're like a 3x4. So you can cut these out and use them as elements on your card, which is exactly what I did. So you're going to see that here in just a couple of minutes. You have this one right here, which does have helmets and stuff on. So that one is kind of themed for motorcycle, but again, a good masculine one. And then here you have this one. And the cool thing is that yes, the die will cut out the motorcycles, so you don't have to worry about stamping them and then cutting them out. You can just cut them out from the paper if you wanted to. Then you have some pumpkin pie in here as well. So it kind of, to me, reminds me of like Harley Davidson stuff if you really wanted to incorporate that into it as well. So that is the designer series paper that I'm going to be using tonight. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to show you is, let me pull back in that one piece of paper that I talked to you about. Because what I did is I created 3 different cards that I'm going to share with you. We're just going to be making one of them, but I'm going to share with you 3 different cards that I created using this stuff. Okay, let me find them here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so the first card is this one right here. And for this one, you can see I just used this right here. And I left it the size it was, and I just cut it out of there, matted it behind a piece of the pumpkin pie, added a little strip of that designer paper on the bottom down here, right? And embossed the background here with that metal embossing folder, and voila, you have a pretty awesome card there using this little piece of paper right there, okay? The next one I used is this piece of paper right here on this side. So you can see here, again, I did the exact same thing. It's the exact same template. I just used the flames, the little flames here. Added, stamped and cut out with the dies, the motorcycle. Added the ride on, it's your birthday. So those are some pretty awesome sentiments in here. You have ride on, it's your birthday, classic authentic you, since forever, dad, you're the coolest. You can even make a Father's Day card, or you are legendary. So you get lots of different sayings in there. So you can see how I created this one. And then the last one we're going to create together, and it is this one right here. Okay, so that is the one that we are going to create. But you can see how you can cut these out and use them as elements on your card, and use them in different ways to be able to make lots of different cards. The only piece you're giving up is this one, but you get 2 of them, so you could use one of them to do that way and use this side on something else, right? Okay, so this is the one that we're going to make together. and again, using that little piece of paper. So for this one, I used the soft suede, and this is my card base. And then you'll be able to see here the metal plate embossing folder. What it does, it looks like this. Yes, it is called the, yeah. Hello, Patty. So that is what it looks like. So now you guys can kind of see a good view of that. But isn't that nice just in general? I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to go with this one if you didn't want it to. I did not use any ribbon on my cards tonight. The only embellishment I used are those studs because they just, I don't know, I really liked how they looked, and I didn't think that with masculine, it really needed any ribbon on it. All right, so this is then a 3 by 4 piece, so it's on a 3 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece of basic black. Again, I stuck with all of the colors that were in this paper pack, which are the black, the gray, the very vanilla, and pumpkin pie, and of course the soft suede. So I just used what I had from the paper pack and enhanced it with it. So I'm just going to adhere that on there like that. And then this is literally going to go on to my card at an angle like this. Okay, now I don't believe there's a die for this, so that is why this one has to be fussy cut. And I'm looking at Patty, who just joined, because I don't think she likes to fussy cut. And I'm not sure why there wasn't a die for this one. And if there was, I should open them up and look. I don't think there, oh, there was. I must have just overlooked this. So there is a die to cut this out, but I'm just fussy cutting it. Sorry, guys. But there is a die for this. So Patty, you would not have to fussy cut this out. I must have overlooked it when I was prepping for my class. So I just designed these this week. And this will be a class option that I will be offering next month. So you'll have an option to be able to purchase this one online, or it will be one that you can do here at my house for any of you that attend my classes here. And I promise that we'll have the die out for you to be able to stamp and cut that out. All right, so then we're gonna go ahead and put that on with dimensionals. I know you do, Patty. I know you don't like to fussy cut. And like I said, I think I may have just overlooked that because I'm looking at the in the catalog, and there is an option. So let me bring the catalog in. I didn't show you guys all of the dies. So let me make sure I do that here. Let me bring in the catalog, because I don't want to lose all the dies. And sometimes you can see them so much better here in the catalog. So you can see you have all those pieces and parts and things. Right there's the die that would have cut that one out. Here's the great big one to do that. And then you have all the little pieces, parts to add the different things to your card. You also have the little flames and all kinds of stuff. So yeah. And then I added the "You Are Legendary" on my card, and I just stamped that on a I think it's a 1/2 inch piece of very vanilla, and I'm going to put that on with a couple of dimensionals as well. And then I just embellished this card, quick and simple. I mean, this card is so simple, you guys. I mean, like, literally, that was just a piece of paper. You guys saw how easy that was. And then I'm going to top it off with a couple of these studs. So you can see here that you get lots of them. They're all adhesive backed, so you can just kind of grab them and go with it and put them where you would like to put them. Turn around, get off there. And stick in, there we go. And then I added one of the little diamond shapes up here, like that. But you could add them wherever you would like to add them. I mean, again, lots of options there. So you can see here, again, I'm going to bring in these, this is the card we made together tonight, but this is the ones then that I used that piece of paper from. I'm going to bring that piece of paper in again so you guys can see it. So you could actually make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 different cards with this little piece of 12 by 12 paper, which is what makes it so versatile, because this one you could definitely use for a feminine card. You wouldn't have to use that one for, you know, but yeah, you got so many different ones that you can use. Okay. I agree, Philomena, it really is. So that's kind of why I wanted to showcase this and show you the different options that I did, to give you that idea of how you can use that paper as well. Sorry, I had to get a quick drink there. Okay, so moving right along, so that is that one. Let me see what's next on my pile here that I have. Oh, it's this one. Okay, So next on my stack, I gotta do my cards in the way in which they're stacked up here, is this one right here. And this one, I needed to do a card that focused in on that, those flames. So this card is really not themed for any kind of a motorcycle lover. This card is just a card that can be used for a masculine card to give out for a birthday. And I called it Classic Authentic You Scents Forever. Love it, right? So for this one, I chose to use crumb cake. Thank you, Patty. I chose to use crumb cake for that. And then I have a layer of basic black for my 5 1/4 by 4. My 2 pieces of the designer series paper. I used the orange for the top. I used the tools for the bottom. And I'm just going to adhere these together. Yes, Carol, exactly. Isn't that an awesome thing to do? Because you get 11 cards out of it that way. That's what I did too. I just didn't make them all up. I just showed you guys 3 of the options. But you can just do a couple of different templates and you've got lots of different cards. All right, and then we're gonna adhere this down to my card base here like this. And then I did add a piece, a 3/4 inch strip of the soft suede right across the middle there, just to kind of give it a little bit of a different look. Hello, Gail, and welcome. And so that's going to serve here where I would sometimes put ribbon. I'm just going to use this paper. And then I cut 3 different sizes of, so again, I kind of measured my my stamp so I knew what kind of colors to use on that. And this is, I used the pumpkin pie. And then I just am layering this behind 3 of the different sizes. So what I did is I measured this the stamp a little bit, started with this piece, cut it to fit, and then did a 1/4 inch bigger as I went up on the 3 different sizes. So these are just going to get adhered together here. So the very vanilla onto the pumpkin pie, and then the pumpkin pie onto the basic black. And since this focuses on my sentiment, the only thing I put down here at the bottom was a flame. So again, this card is to showcase how you can use this bundle without it having to be themed for motorcycles, okay? Just a nice, quick, simple, masculine card. So there are ways to use the paper without using the bundle. So I'm just gonna adhere this down here like that. And then in advance, I stamped one of these little flames, cut it out with the embossing or the die that goes with it. And I'm gonna put that on with a dimensional right down here on the bottom. So I'm just gonna put a dimensional on it. And I just stuck this underneath here like this a little bit. And then topped it off with some of those studs. And these are like a really hard plastic. They're really got a neat little coating on them. So yeah, I kind of like them. So I'm just gonna add a couple of, I should have used my take your pick tool. So I left my nails a little bit longer this time. I told them, yeah, let's leave them a little bit longer. And I shouldn't have, because I'm struggling a little bit. I'm not used to having my nails this long. If you guys tell, they're a little bit longer than I normally have them. I normally keep them quite short, just for this reason, for card making, because I'm not used to having my nails be really, really long for cards. And then I added one of these little triangular ones up here. Again, you can add as many of them as you want to. But yeah, a really quick and simple card. Oh, good, Luann, I'm glad you like the card. Really quick and simple card for not, needing that to be, yes, I totally agree, Janet. Twine would look good with these cards as well. Yep, if you wanted to add some kind of a ribbon or embellishment, yes, good suggestion, love it. All right, so there you have that card. All right. Next on the docket is, and again, when I design cards, I always try to give you guys lots of different ideas and things that you can use. So this card is created with that piece of paper that I showed you, where you can simply cut out the motorcycles. So this is not stamped. Now there is only one die that cuts out the one, and some of these go different ways. So you don't have a die for all of the motorcycles. So on this, anybody who doesn't like to fussy cut, you'd have to fussy cut out some of them. But it's a great use of that paper as well. And I love this one. I definitely made very much themed, like it's a motorcycle for sports, like a racing with the little the race looking background here. So for this, I chose to use basic gray for my card base. And then again, I'm really feeding in with that orange color to give it a pop of color. So 5 1/4 by 4 with the designer paper being 5 by 3 3/4. And I'm just going to adhere those two together. And then adhere that down to my card base. Checkered flag, thank you. Janet, what would I do without you? I love it. You're correcting all of my English mistakes tonight because, man, I'm making a lot of them. For the record, it's been a really long week. One of my really good friends and team members lost her 21-year-old daughter last week, very unexpectedly, and we had her funeral this last week, or actually just yesterday. So my mind's just been in 20 million different places this last week. So please keep her family in your thoughts and prayers. Then what I did is I cut out pieces of paper. You can see here I embossed that one with the metal plate embossing folder. And this is going to be a different motorcycle. So you can just see I threw it here and didn't fussy cut because I wanted to fussy cut it in front of you guys. So this one I'm just going to cut around it and use this one for this card. Now you don't have to use them all. You can just use the ones that do indeed have the die. Oh, I'm off camera. Sorry, you guys. Some of you I know like to watch me cut these out. No fancy cutting here, but I don't like to waste the motorcycles. If I'm going to make cards with a piece of paper, I want to use all of the, I wish though sometimes that the company would just throw all those dies in there. It would make it so much easier. Although I know it would also increase the cost of the dies. So, I mean, you know, depends. And once you're done using the designer series paper, you won't have any more to have to cut out anyway. So, all right, so there you have it. We're going to adhere this one down with some dimensionals. So I'm just going to put 3 out there, cutting up some of the ends here. And then I also used the You Are Legendary on this one. Isn't that cool? So yeah, this motorcycle is going to run the opposite way, but it's all right. And then this I just adhered directly down. I did not use dimensionals, but you can, if you wanted to, you could use some dimensionals to put this down if you like more depth. But I'm just going to adhere this down. And then You Are Legendary, again, is stamped on a 1/2 inch piece of the paper here. And going to add a couple dimensionals onto this and adhere this one down. And then you can see I added more of those studs to this. And I could have cut that a little bit cleaner around the wheel, and I'm going to because it's going to drive me nuts. There we go. Woo, okay. Oh, this up here too. Yeah, I know. I did that kind of fast. There we go. All right. Yes, this would also be a great one for Father's Day. Yes, 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 it sure would. Okay, get that little piece out of there. All right, and then like I said, I added a couple of the little dots up here on the bike, one there, and you've got a quick, simple card. I mean, literally, that is just cut from paper and nothing else. Yeah, isn't that cool? I like that one. Okay, this next one is probably one of my favorites, and I'm sure it's because I really like the designer series paper. This is my favorite piece of paper out of all of that. Love the roses. Love, love, love it. So for this one, I used basic black for my card base. Okay. Love it. All right. And then I again used basic gray and textured that with that embossing folder. So pretty. And so this is just going to get adhered directly onto my card base. And my paper, layering it with that orange to give it a pop of color. I'm big into my pops of color. And like I said, I love this paper. Now you could use this paper and pair it with other, like think of it outside of using it with this product suite. So you could use this piece of paper right here with, that would look so pretty with mango, or not mango, melon mambo. It'd look really pretty with so many different colors to create a different look. And then no one would know that it came from a masculine or motorcycle themed product suite. So that's what I always want you guys to think about when you see things that you might be like, I don't know if I like it. I know you've seen me on my Facebook Lives many times change out what I use and just pick and choose a different stamp set to go with a different designer paper, things like that. So sometimes you just gotta, I like to call it think outside the box and pair it with other things that you might like. Okay, using up my edges to my dimensionals, I'm just going to take all those off. I'm going to add this down to the center of my card. On a 1-inch piece of the Very Vanilla, I stamped right on, it's your birthday. I'm just going to cut this down a little bit. And I'm going to adhere that to the top of my card using some dimensionals. So let me do that. Ta-da! There we go. Okay, so that's going to go up here at the top. Then what I did is I stamped that motorcycle onto this, and this is one of our punches, one of our label punches. Punch it out. That's my favorite too, Gail. I love it. Now, I know that I've shown you guys this before, but I'm going to show you how I do this again. Punched out a solid one, another one, which is the pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to cut it in half. And then I just add a little bit, let me move my card out of the way. I add a little bit of adhesive to each end of this. And then I adhere this on to my, now on this one I didn't cut off around there, I left it on, but I'm going to show you what you can do if you really wanted to. So I'm just going to go like that. If you didn't like this orange on the top and bottom, you could cut that off. So in this case, this time I'm going to, just to show you the difference. So you can see here, I'm just trimming that out of there, where it kind of comes together. You get this one a little bit better, okay? And then I'm going to do the same on the bottom of it. And it's very easy to do that. But this is a neat way to get a frame around it without having to, you know, do anything different. So there you can see that you can either do it where I left it on, or this one's going to have it where it's off, okay? And then I'm going to add a couple of dimensionals on to this. Hello, Mary, and welcome. Add a couple dimensionals onto this. No one's going to see the back because it's, you know, all going to look nice and pretty down here. And adhere that down there. And then you, again, you can see the difference. So I kind of actually prefer it this way, but some people like it because it still looks like it's completely rounded. So you got some options there with that punch. And that is one of the label, I think it's called the Everyday label maybe out of the annual catalog. But that is just a simple punch and it fit that motorcycle perfectly. So nobody had to cut that one out or anything. But yes, I love this paper. It is my favorite one as well. Okay. So moving right along, let me show you my next card that I've created. So this one right here, that's neat. Janet likes it with it on there. Everyone's got their own little preference with that, right? That's why I did it that way, to kind of let you guys see how you can do it different ways. All right, so this card I created, and I actually used strips of the paper and I cut it to make it look like it was tire tracks, okay? So I just have a piece of this paper right here, and I'm just gonna cut along some of these. So again, you don't have to, you can just see I'm just cutting. You could also use your paper trimmer, but I wanted to have you guys see how easy it is to just cut these. I mean, it's really, really simple. Cutting along the edges here to get the tire tracks out. So there's one. Okay, we're gonna cut that down because I don't need that full space. Let me cut another one. This one I'm not gonna use the whole thing of. But a neat little way to use the paper, right? Okay, so there's that one. And then I am going to cut a smaller one out of this. So I am going to cut this small one. So you can cut these and use them any way that you would like to. You could also use the paper trimmer, and it would probably have been a lot easier, but I just wanted to show you how easy it is to cut those apart, okay? Neat little idea, right? All right, yes, paper trimmer would be perfect. But I just wanted to show you how that how cool that is. So all we're gonna do is use these tire tracks on the card right here. So for this one, I used basic gray for my card base. And I then followed up with a layer of basic black for my 5 1/4 by 4. Oops, I may have this cut too big. I may have to trim this card down. All right, so yeah, I forgot to cut that down. So we're not gonna actually glue this one together. Just pretend it's the right size. 5 1/4 by 4. I forgot to cut off the 1/4 of an inch on this one. And I don't have a paper trimmer handy, and I'm not gonna go get one. All right, and then this right here is my 5 1/4 by 4, all right? And then we have the strip of paper that I put on the end right here. So just pretend this is the right size, okay? And then I used the circles. Now these are, I believe I used the 2 new circle punches that are back, the 1 3/4 and the 2 inch, which yay, right? So those are just gonna go, oh, sorry, I also added this behind here. So I have a little strip. Now I would have needed to put it the whole size, but it's easier for me to just do it that size and glue the paper right on top of that. So this is just gonna go right along there, okay? And then you have the 2 circles together, and you can see that I stamped the motorcycle up kind of high to give me room to put that sentiment right across the bike. So that would go on there with some dimensionals. And then you would just put these against there in the 3 different sizes. So there's that one. Let's say if I wanted this one to be this size, okay, a little bit shorter. And then if I wanted this one to be a little bit longer, we'll do it right about there. And you would just adhere these 3 little strips down. So they're all different sizes. And then You Are Legendary, I stamped that on a 1/2 inch strip of pumpkin pie and adhered that directly across the bottom of that. And then added those 2 little embellishment things right up there at the top. So again, I got to cut this down, so I don't want to glue it all together. But that's how easy that is. So a neat little way to use those tire tracks. And I had lots of this left over because I didn't use a lot of that pattern. But I just thought it was something different than just using it as regular paper. All right. Wow, how did I get through all that so fast? Maybe I didn't talk to you guys as long in the very beginning, I don't know. But let me bring in all of my cards again so we can go over them and you can see what I've created here for you. So we have this one right here. We have the Ride On, It's Your Birthday. We had the You Are Legendary. Again, the one that doesn't have anything to do with motorcycles. This one right here, the Authentic You one. And then these are the ones that I created out of that big piece of paper. So here you can see I created 3 different ones out of that one piece, but you'd be able to get 12 or 11 cards out of all of that. So that is what I had time to create for you guys this week using the Ready to Ride bundle. Now again, if you're interested in purchasing the bundle, you can do that by using going to my website at kimsbasementbunch.com, using that host code. Anybody who orders from now through Sunday night, you'll receive 3 of these cards in the mail, already done as a little personal thank you, and some ideas for you to be able to duplicate. Even if you don't get the bundle, the paper is wonderful. That designer series paper is amazing to use for masculine cards because the opposite side, the side that has all of the gloss and stuff, can be used for things that aren't motorcycle themed. And that's what I like about it. So I'm going to bring that all in here again so you can see all of this paper can be used for just masculine themed cards. But this one right here, as Gail said, is her favorite, is also my favorite as well. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed my presentation tonight. I am hoping to do some cards this weekend. If I don't get them done, I'll tell you what I'm working on. I'm working on making cards with that brand new Rhino set and the animal print paper from our mini catalog. The Rhino set is part of the online exclusives. I'm hoping I have time this weekend to get those cards made, and that might actually be another one of those classes that I offer for free with an order, an online. I know I wasn't going to do it another one this fast, but that online exclusive bundle is so popular and trendy right now that I have to get on board and design some cards with that. And I love it paired with that animal print paper. So anyway, that's what I'm hoping to accomplish. If not, we'll see what I can come up with for you guys for next week. And like I said, I had a lot going on this week, didn't have time to do a 3D project, but wanted to share with you guys this awesome bundle. And this, again, will be a class that I will be focusing on that you can purchase if you want the whole kit. you can purchase this during the month of April. It will open up, I believe, it will also be an option for my club members. If you're in part of my original club, not the new club, this will be an option for you as well. So, all right, with that, I am going to sign off and tell you all thank you so very much for joining me tonight. And even with all of my speaking issues that I had. Oh, and this one right here is a die, I believe, as one of the dies that does that as well, from one of the sets I had. So anyway, with that, I'm going to sign off and tell you all to have a great evening, and I look forward to seeing you guys back here next week. If you haven't partaken yet of doing my card sketch challenge, please do. I love seeing all of your creations, and I want to thank those of you that do it every single month. I love it. All right, have a great evening, everyone, great weekend, and I'll see y'all back here next week. Bye.